Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Controllers of Katanas. I'm otaku here with Ian aka Relic. I've been on holiday, so we're going to do loads of catching up today. Some of the great shows like Andor, last 3 episodes, and we've got the anime we've been watching, which is Fire Force, Lazarus, and Windbreaker. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to pass you over to Ian. I'm going to talk about Fire Force.
Talk about whatever you want, mate. Talk about whatever you want. We can start off strong.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start off strong, and we'll end with a not so good show.
Yeah,
We'll
hit it. We'll bit and bob. But we're talking about Fire Force Season 3, Episode 6 and 7. And let me tell you, we are back. Fire Force is back. Shinra versus Burns. Dragon. Doppelgangers. Moonlight Mask. Not as good in the grand scheme of it in terms of the animation versus last season in parts of this fight. However, it was a big fight. It was a long fight. The sound design, as always, absolutely insane, mate. But yeah, that fight between Burns and Shinra, it was great. It was actually great, mate. Like, there was some little choppy bits of animation, but overall, it was fantastic as a whole. Like, I'm not complaining about it at all. I've really enjoyed it. Very, very good. Like, very.
What I enjoyed about this fight as well, like in this episode, we had an unexpected flashback to Burns' past, and it shows him how, when he was younger, we have a scene where his concentration is like a special ability. His concentration in prayer is ridiculous, and we have a part where he's in prayer and his kids put a cake on his head, mate. You don't break his concentration, mate. He's got a big, massive flipping cake on his head, and he's still praying. But it just shows you, like later on, like his baptism name's Leonard the Lion, that dispels evil, and then we have this part where Joker sees him in the chapel praying, and it's like, and this is after they both got lost their eyes to seeing the Adola, and they're like, it's like, who are you praying for now? After what you've seen, what you're praying for? And then obviously it brings it to the modern day that Burns is always, he questioned things back then, but now he's fully focused on, he believes that the evangelist will bring salvation to mankind, and that's where he believes his prayers are going to now. And obviously then we get into this fight, which is
yeah, insane. I thought, the backstory as well, it sort of helped you understand where like Burns was. Like his mental state was, and obviously why he's fighting. Obviously, he knows the church is a scam. But he's just so deep into the church and into prayer, and obviously into his beliefs that he just can't let go. And obviously, this is all he's had his entire life. Even as a kid, he was the most dedicated follower of everything. And obviously, Joker's almost like the opposite of him, and it's like a yin yang type thing. I thought, though, like. Burns, like, obviously, it's just night and day of complete opposites of each other. And obviously, Joker's managed to get away from that, and obviously away from the church, and he's almost done everything I think Burns probably kind of wanted to do, but he just couldn't bring himself to doing it. But yeah, mate.
And in this fight, Shinra gives him everything, doesn't he? And literally, he just continues. And Burns keeps knocking him back. And there's this point when I was watching it, I was like, has anyone got Ben Amoro's number or what? Let's fucking get him here.
Where's our Big Benny gone, mate?
But this fight was insane, mate. And like every hit he did, we get to a point where Burns is literally going to his final stages, which he goes to at stage 4, stage 5. And then obviously towards the end of the episode, it changes, doesn't it? But it's good to see Show back as well.
Yeah, Show
has a goal link with him. So
and he sort of starts figuring stuff out again, doesn't he? We've showed us, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen with him again.
He gets his memories of his brother and stuff like coming back. So to get Show back in the show see what we did there with his katana, mate, slicing the people up with his abilities. That'd be a welcome sight.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, Shimra's blue flame, and obviously we've got Burns' Nova Voltage, Dragon as well. That beam. This is why I couldn't be like. This is why the slight choppy, and I'm talking slight choppy animation at times in that fight. didn't bother me because some of the effects we got were just unbelievable. Like that dragon, the big blast that he does at the end, unreal, mate. And then we've got Mackie stepping in trying to block it all. I genuinely,
I thought she was dead, mate.
100% thought she was dead, mate. 100% I thought she was dead.
Because the animation shows like she literally gets evaporated, mate. She's literally consumed by it. But then we have a little cheeky little...
A little something happens.
Yeah.
A new pillar is born this episode. But as it's happening with Mackie, just me and Martin haven't seen the manga or read the manga as anything. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's coming. So this is what our theories are. It's worth pointing that out. Because if people say, oh, you're wrong, that's not what happens, you blah, blah, blah. We haven't read the mangas. We are purely just speculating here. But I think Iris is the new pillar. Because when that big beam's going and Mackie's like getting obliterated, there's like a frame that flickers on Iris and you see her outline and then it stops. So Iris has done something, whether she's meant to or not, I don't know. But she's got to be the new pillar, mate. She's got to be.
Yeah, because as soon as that happens... Almeida's like, a new pillar's been born, smiling, but she didn't actually say who it is. But then I want to see if it is Iris, what abilities she has to do with the fire. Like, is it like anything fire related she can block? Imagine that, like any fire, atomic fire, or whatever. She has this ability to like have this like shield. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that does come. To how we think it's going to happen. So, but. Bit of a cameo, Ian's lad.
But yeah, that episode was sick, mate. It was back, mate. It was back. The episode's back. We're almost back. We're there, mate. We're getting there. And I tell you what, this episode
special guest. Get a special guest with Ian's kid on. Yeah,
special guest, mate. Can we get to 1 million subscribers based on that?
The bit at the end though, the sadness, mate. End of the episode. So Burns goes into, is it stage 5 he goes into, and this is the part where obviously he says
it's like Nova voltage or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I am the lion, and you kind of see his head turns into like a lion's face, doesn't it, with like a mane or whatever.
Oh, this is sick, doesn't he?
This is his peak. Yeah, this is the stage where, you know, the ultimate stage for him. But Shinra, his determination, his blue flame attack, his death's weight in it, which he calls it, Shinra, and he cuts through his shield or his defenses and knocks Burns back into like some like rubble or whatever. So he is done, but he's not dead until the doppelganger kills him.
Yeah, cheeky doppelganger, mate. What a rascal.
I mean,
cheeky rascal, that doppelganger.
I mean, I was always hoping that Burns would survive, but nah.
Yeah, even though what he's done and what he's gone through and all that sort of stuff, I still love him, mate. He's such a sick character, Burns.
And yeah, it's a shame how it went, but that's a story, innit? That's how the story goes, and it's like real life, mate. Not all good things happen.
And at the end of the episode, we see a new character, Moonlight Mask, who no one knows who he is. Just some random dude called Moonlight Mask, mate. Never heard of him. Brand spanking new character, mate.
fires fire brooms at people. No idea who it is.
It's for you people who watch One Piece. It's Sniper King level Usopp sort of thing, where it's a new character, but everyone knows who he is.
But even White Club know.
Everyone knows. Literally everyone knows who it's Benimaru, mate.
Yeah, why Benimaru's disguised as the Moonlight Mask is because he don't want to bring as a Akusa, where he's from. He can't afford for the Empire to become enemies with his where he's from. So he disguises himself. So but everyone knows who it is. Like even the White Clan are like, that's
puts like a lantern on his head, doesn't he?
I love the bit where like he's like, just a moment. It's meant to be like the saying that will confuse people. But
just a momento. Just a momento. Everyone's like, why does he keep saying that? But it's like, just got to keep saying it to confuse him. But obviously, when we lead into episode 7, this episode has like 2 parts to it. So it follows on from the last episode. We get like the rescue mission. with obviously Benimaru. We see a bit more of his power here as well, because he's literally just absorbing everything. No one can touch him. He's literally invincible, mate. Like, they can't get to him.
That's what I mean. Like I was talking about this earlier, like how powerful Benimaru is. Like he's managing to
sick.
get the whole of Company 8 to safety while holding off
all of the white clad.
White clad, yeah, literally white clads, all the pillars the white clad have got, just holding him back.
Yeah, because even the new pillar, she's like the 6th one or 7th one or whatever. She's the 6th one, isn't she, that
yeah.
girl? Oh, actually, no, is she the 5th pillar? I don't know. The Iris is the 7th one, I think, isn't she?
Yeah.
If she is the pillar.
She is.
But she's obviously got that ability where she can trace it. She can't even touch him, mate.
Yeah.
Even she's like,
what?
Even she's like, what got wide on, mate? She's buzzing. She's dead excited about it. She is. Loving life. But yeah, the rescue, obviously Benimaru rescues them all. So sick, love him. Love the mask. Yeah. And one of the things that I really liked about this was Maki being really excited about looking like a real witch riding that broom away. It's just such a shame she wasn't wearing her hat. I just think that scene proper made me laugh. But all of that was pretty good, and obviously nice to see Benimaru again. And obviously they all get back to safety. They have like a little bit of a chat, don't they, about obviously things that have happened. And you see a little bit of like why Benimaru's wearing the mask and all that sort of stuff as well. But Hibana is just her story in this part is the highlight of this episode by far. Her backstory, she goes back to like the
Raffles Coven.
Yeah, the coven. So like the orphanage or whatever where she grew up and stuff like that. And obviously the beehive. There's just got like a bit of backstory about how the kids see this beehive and they go to see this beehive and they want to see the bees, and you don't actually see the beehive, and they get stopped by one of the, obviously like the nuns, the sisters or whatever. And you learn she's in there and she's obviously, it's all been burnt down, and you learn through it. She's tracing to try and find if there's like any gaps in the floor, any pockets underneath, so you can, she thinks it might be a basement or something, and she finds one. Got a couple of dudes from Company 1 coming to help out as well.
Kareem and that.
Yeah, Kareem and that. Legends. I like them too, to be fair. They're good characters. Especially Kareem, I like him. It's just...
It's an entrance to the Nether, isn't it? That's what she finds. Under the altar, isn't it?
So I'm trying not to cough
there,
while
mate.
Talking.
Yeah, we're both a bit ill, so bear with us. We're a bit under the weather.
By hay fever or something, I don't know.
But yeah, she finds a right like treasure trove of like books and research about bugs and doppelgangers and stuff like that. And we find out that the fire was planned, wasn't it? The fire was planned at this coven to kill everyone there because it was pretty much like a research lab, wasn't it? They were literally trying the bugs on these.
Yeah,
these women as well.
So I think like the beehive that the kids saw that they were going to, that we didn't obviously see. I think that was like an infernal insect nest. I think there was breeding like the insects on obviously on the grounds, and obviously all the children had flower names like they were crops as well, and basically Hibana's obviously implying that the children were the crops. And they were only being raised as food for the insects, potentially them obviously trying to activate one of them as a new pillar. With what happened obviously to Maki in the last episode as well, which that's what really made me think it was Iris. And obviously Iris being part of that scene, that's what really made me think that, she's got to be a pillar, she's got to be. It's Sister Samir, I think her name was, wasn't it? The older lady who's involved.
Yeah.
But Hibana's downstairs and she's obviously investigating with these guys. And Sister Samir's there. She like appears at the end, doesn't she? Like with a proper weird little old lady face, like just chilling and stuff. But that entire backstory of Hibana there was like really, really, really good. Like we're so back, mate, with Fire Force. This is, it's just again, it's proving that this is. I don't care about what some people say. I understand people get annoyed with fan service. There hasn't been any in the last like 2 episodes, I don't think. And it just proves that it's peak, though, isn't it? Though, like it's so good. The writing's fantastic. The animation's fantastic. The sound design's fantastic. The characters are really lovable and fantastic. You like Hibana, you don't even see her that much, but when you see the backstory, you really care about it. You're interested in it, and it's so good, mate. Like it's one of the best shows we're watching, and probably one of the best shows I've watched in a long time, to be honest with you, as a whole, obviously, because we watched season 1 and 2 this year, essentially, and a bit of last year, obviously, but you know what I mean, we've followed it all on up until this point, so yeah,
it's been a great journey,
it's just a fantastic, it's a fantastic show, and if you've not seen it, I heavily recommend it. It's so good, really is.
Yeah, the thing about this episode as well, like, obviously, we're going to find out through all this doppelganger and all this Hibana stuff, we're going to find out about Iris as maybe the possible pillar, but through all of Fire Force, Iris has been in the background, hasn't she, really? Like, you know, when everything's kicking off, she's always been in the background, but now, if she's a pillar, mate, she's going to be brought to the front.
Yeah, because she hasn't had any powers, has she? She's just there for prayer reasons and stuff. So she's just a normal person, essentially, in a way, isn't she? She's a support character. So if her fire has something to do with heal as well, like, imagine if it could like reverse the effects of fire, mate. That'd be sick. You know, someone got burnt to a crisp, you could just reverse it.
Yeah, that'd be. But yeah, that's what I like about it. Like, because obviously we've been watching all these seasons, characters being built up and stuff like that. Obviously, we knew about Iris and stuff like that, and we've had some backstory on her. But if she gets brought to the front now as like one of the new pillars, mate, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be sick, mate.
Just literally adding someone else, adding someone else to it.
Character. So we lost Burns, mate. Legend of the game.
R.I.P. mate.
But hopefully we're going to get Irish now being brought to the front. Obviously, still got Benimaru, who is the best character in the show for me.
Oh, mate, I so want him. I want to see him in a proper, fully fledged fight, mate.
I think he'll take out the dragon, I do.
I think the reason that they can't do it is because he's overpowered, mate. The writer has made him too strong. He physically can't write him into any fights because he'll just explode the world, mate.
It's like Gojo, isn't it? That's why they put him in that. For those who haven't watched JJK, they put him in that prison, don't they?
Put him in a box, mate.
Yeah, they put him in. Lock him away, mate, because he's just too OP.
They can't afford it. They can't afford it, mate.
But yeah, with obviously going with the Wilburn and stuff, like the death of Burns is pinned again through the media on Shinra and Obi. Obviously, it's the White Clads got their claws in again. With the media and the Tokyo Empire, and is literally just pinning all this stuff on Shinra, Obi, and the Eighth. So, things are heating up, and
mind the pun.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to what happens in the episode. I think it's Saturday, isn't it? Comes out, so I'm going to watch that straight away.
Straight away, mate. We've got in the UK. We've got a bank holiday weekend this weekend. So, for anyone watching, what you're doing this weekend? Got any plans? You having fun? Let us know. If you're working, then I do apologise for bringing it up because obviously it's going to be a sore subject for you. But we are not working, so we've got 3 days off. So we're in for a good time. It's my daughter's 5th birthday this weekend as well on Sunday, so we'll be celebrating that. Just good times all around, mate. Good times all around.
Payday tomorrow as well, isn't it? So you'll have enough money to.
Yeah, payday for me and Martin tomorrow.
Enough
money to pay out all of our bills.
But yeah, I remember working there. I used to work in retail, so I never used to have bank holidays or anything off me. And I used to hate it. Like, you go on like Facebook or Bebo, but as it was back in the day.
Bebo was sick, mate, back in the day.
I think you see your mates like going on walks and flipping doing all this stuff, and you're like, I'm stuck at work. Damn you.
My wife, she worked a lot in retail and stuff. When we just had Blake, she used to work on Sundays all the time, but she worked at Morrison's. She used to have to go to work like really early, like be at work for like 6 a.m. on a Sunday.
Flipping it, mate.
So I used to wake up with our son, who was at the time was like 2.
Yeah.
Take her to work, come back, and we both just go get back in bed, go to sleep, mate. But retail sucks, man.
Sunday is about relaxing, though, isn't it?
It's chilling, mate. Chillaxing.
Shall
we talk about Lazarus? Because I kind of just want to get it out of the way. I don't want to end anime on a bad note. I want to end it on a good note, and I want to speak about Windbreaker last.
Tell the people how you feel about Lazarus right now.
Snorefest, mate. If I'm honest with you, like here's a couple of my points. Right, it just feels like the show feels very, very, very episodic. which isn't a problem if the episodes were interesting. And episode 6, which we're talking about now, they go to like this cool. There's 2 characters in this that are interesting. 3 really, in terms of if you include Skinner, because I'm quite interested in Skinner. Axel's one of the better characters, and Elena is one of the better characters.
Agree.
So Elena grew up in a cult. She goes to this where she came from, but there's like they're in this like briefing thing. This is what made me laugh about this, because this is why I like Axel, because they're all talking, and even Axel's character's like basically like, look, we're all sat here yapping. Shall we go and do something? Like, even he's bored, mate. Like, he's bored of talking himself. Even he's bored of his own show, mate. Do you know what I mean? But like, it just feels like this show is essentially the writer had a load of like mini sci-fi ideas, like loads of ideas for little sci-fi shorts or something, and thought, I'm going to just mash them all together and just try and make a show around these little mini ideas I've got. So it's like every episode is like a different idea for a sci-fi show he's had. It just doesn't feel coherent, like it's all supposed to be together. It's like it's just been mangled together, and it annoys me so much because Samurai Champloo is so sick, mate. Like, it's so sick, mate. It's just ruined it for me.
I didn't know you like Samurai Champloo. No, I joke.
I've never heard of it.
You mentioned you mentioned it quite a few times. I know what you're saying. Like, the episodes are like, we won't discuss it yet, but episode 7, when we do, most of it's just music, mate. Music and like the animation and the episode's nice to look at, but
it's a phone scrolling show. Like, you've got it on, and I'm supposed to be sat there like paying attention and taking notes, and I'm just not bothered. I'm not really necessarily excited for the next episode. I have got something positive to say about it. I feel like we're going in the correct direction now. I feel like the next few episodes are going to gear up, and the next half of the season has got a possibility now to actually be okay, because we're getting towards the end. We need a conclusion at some point, but it just doesn't tick the boxes like I want it to tick, and I'm just really never excited to watch it, if I'm honest.
I did like the idea of episode 6, like the fact that a cult, Amish looking cult, serve and worship a deity which is an AI called Naga. Mate, that could so happen, like
easily.
But the way AI,
I bet it already has.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Scientology, mate. It's basically the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, some guy wrote a book, mate, and then made a religion out of it.
That's how most religions go, to be fair, though, isn't it? It's all book related, isn't it?
But obviously, in this cult, there's always the main guy, definitely a pervert, paedophile.
He's a full-on nonce, and he is.
Yeah, so basically we find out that he was one of the scientists that worked on this AI with Skinner. It's called Naga. And then this AI developed a thirst for power and to control people. This guy called Billy, who was one of the scientists who worked on it, was obsessed with it. He took it away, made his own cult, and literally made all the followers, or the members, lose contact with the outside world, didn't it, basically?
Yeah.
And, mate, Elena's mum in this, mate, I hate her. I hate her so much.
I will literally, if I saw her in real life, I know it's animated, but I will murk her off, mate.
If you find the person that she was designed on, you'll slap her up.
Mate, I swear to God. Cretinous creatures they are in that little cult thing, mate. But this episode, right? This is what annoys me, because again, like Martin just explained the concept of it. Pretty good concept overall. Yeah, and the next episode 7, I enjoyed the idea of the concept around the episode and some of the things in the episode. It's just not being executed correctly, in my opinion. Like, it felt very, very rushed. Like, you probably could have had 2 episodes out of this, really, or an episode and a half out of that one episode. Because, like, she was brought up in a cult. She basically took everything she has to escape this cult. They ask her to go back, and she's just like, yeah, go on then. Like, there's nothing, like, realistic. If that was in real life, you'd be like, no, not a chance. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm not going back. But they're just not bothered. They're just doing, the characters are just, like, mindlessly just saying yes to stuff. in terms
Yeah,
of
it's
to
like
just rush the plot along. Like, it's not developing them enough. There's such a lack of depth to the show, like to the episodes and to the characters. It's just
so like
boring.
Elena left his court when she was young, and then she just turns up with Leland, obviously
Some
as
random
a good
geezer.
character, and then like the court don't really question it. They're like, "Oh, welcome back." It's like, what? Surely you'd be like, it's a bit sus, that is. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
proper.
But no. But yeah, even the port where. So basically, they've gone in to kind of get information from Naga's memory about a possible Skinner location. Elena and Leland get caught, about to get executed. And Elena's mum's just like, not even bothered, is she? She's looking at. And that is why she deserves a good old slapping.
She must be drugged out her head or something.
But yeah, and then the part, it gets a bit mad, doesn't it? Because like the main leader realizes that, because the FBI are looking into it as well, aren't they? Realizes that it's about to be brought to an end.
Hey, do you know what it just reminded
burn
me
everyone,
of?
mate.
Fucking Charles Manson, innit, mate? Old Helter Skelter, bro. That's Charles Manson, that is, bro. I'm telling you now, mate. Nutter.
But as soon as the guy came into it, I was like, yeah, this guy's. I didn't even put my notes like, yeah, that Billy guy's a proper perv, mate.
He's a weirdo, he is.
Proper creepy.
Proper weirdo.
Anyway,
well, episode 7, anyway.
Yeah,
is
well, end of episode 6, they get the memories chipped, don't they, from Naga, and then obviously it goes into episode 7, where they get the locations, don't they? Locations of a possible Skinner, possible Skinner location. For this episode, we've not got many notes because not a lot happens. Because after literally 3/4 of the episode, music in it.
I mean, I've got about two paragraphs or 2 lines, should I say? But like the episode, the concept was good. I like the idea of that. Finally, there's an episode where every character seems to have a little bit of time, and they obviously they're interacting together. They seem to be becoming more comfortable together, and obviously as a team. It had quite a suspenseful atmosphere, to be fair to it, and a decent soundtrack. But it was like a proper chill episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think this episode would have worked better if the characters had depth. But I don't think they've been developed enough up until this point for you to actually care. Like I don't even know her name. The woman with the blonde hair who's like swimming backwards. She's like, oh my god, that's what the sky looks like. Like realistically, that had the potential to be quite an impactful scene if you knew her name. Like I don't care at all about her. Like I hate
Christine,
to say
isn't it? Christine,
that's it. Yeah. But like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care because the show's not given enough to each character to fully give them depth. Apart from Axel, like you see more of Axel and obviously learn more about Axel. You did learn a little bit more of Elena last episode, which was all right. But like, I do feel like we are starting to understand Skinner a little bit more, though. Obviously, with his intentions and like he's sending these people on treasure hunts, essentially, to understand his experiences. And this is also the one episode where I actually did get some hope for the story because I thought they're trying something different. They're trying to obviously introduce all the characters together and they're building on the characters. But it would have been so much better if they'd already been doing that since episode 1, not episode 7. Like, but I don't know. I think it's only 13 episodes this season as well, so we haven't got long left.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to turn now with the episodes because obviously we're halfway through now the season. They've got to do something now. But like, I agree with you. Like the characters are not developed enough. Axel and Elena, for me, are just running the show basically. Especially Axel, he's like the main character in this episode. Like you say, Skinner is kind of guiding them to see the things that he's seen and done. Like kind of. So we can appreciate Skinner a bit more, or the team can appreciate Skinner a bit more. We find out the lady they're working for, I think it's Hirsch, her name is. She was one of the researchers of Hapner. Obviously, she didn't tell the rest of the team that. Obviously, his team went under when Hapner put the death sentence out there into the world.
R.I.P. mate.
But yeah, like the scenes as well, like with the beautiful underwater, like blue seas and stuff. I thought that was really nice, but yeah, there's more the show can offer, and I'm hoping it picks up. Like I say, we're halfway through the season now, so episode 8's next. It's on Saturday, so let's see what happens. Let's see if Skinner's never going to get fired, mate, because he's like
He
40
can't do,
days
mate. I
left.
think he's dead, mate. I do. I think he's brown as I do personally, but yeah, like I'm hoping now we start getting a bit more development because essentially it's just Lazarus on side quests, isn't it? Like at the moment,
Yeah.
and these last 2 episodes, like the AI one, that felt quite necessary because obviously they had quite a good lead there, and then this one leading on from the AI again, it felt like they had quite a good lead. And obviously you meet that guy who's got that thing where you can't feel pain, so he's never had the drug, so like. It's sort of like that's maybe has he used the DNA from these sort of people, or is there something within that area that's why he bought those islands that's sort of created the drug, and that's a possible lead for them. But we'll keep going. I'm hopeful that it will pick up a little bit now, but I just worry that when it's out, there's a lot of people out there that if I wasn't talking about it on here, I'd have stopped watching it by now. I think because I'd have just lost interest. But I'm trying to see it out. I'm trying to see it through. I'm trying to give it a chance. But it's got a lot of potential because the animation's fantastic as well, isn't it? Really, like the animation's really good. Like you say, the scene where the water and it's really like stunning, isn't it? Like the scenes and stuff. So yeah, we'll wait and see.
It's a shame. Like they could have they've wasted like the first 7 episodes of time they could have developed these characters, like so you could appreciate them more. But they've wasted so much time, like with these 7 episodes. But now going into the end of the season, like the second half of it, obviously the story's going to pick up and stuff. But there could have been that time where we could have got to enjoy the characters a bit more, find out their backstory and stuff. But now it's just Axe and Elena that we know about. And to be fair,
like, you know, if they'd have used the 7 episodes and each episode, every member had a bit of time.
Yeah.
And like the first episode, Axel. Second episode, we then learnt about, I don't know, Leyland. And then we learned about Christine. And then we learned about, do you know what I mean? It would have developed to a point where we'd be a bit more interested. But
it's like all the other shows watching, Blue Lock, Fire Force. Like they take the time, they build the world up, they build the characters up, and now as we're watching Fire Force, we're loving all the characters, aren't we? We're loving Iris, Amaru. Shimmer,
I mean, Windbreaker as well is a good example of that at the moment. We've been introduced to a new character, and they've took the time. They've took the time to develop the backstory of that character, and then we're now seeing like little parts on other episodes of this character, and we just get to know about other characters, even like Neri and other characters as well within it. Each episode, we're learning a little bit more about them, and they're doing stuff a little bit more to learn more about the character and make the character grow a little bit. It's just a better show, mate. It's just a better show.
It's just a shame, like obviously the company that obviously did Lazarus, they've done
Cowboy Bebop,
Cowboy Bebop, and
Samurai Champloo. It's just the writer, I think. It's just the guy who's written it, isn't it? Watanabe, I think his name is.
It's just a shame, like they've wasted these episodes where they could have literally built the characters up, and obviously that what brings people back to watch the other episodes because they love the characters and want to see what's cracking off. And I'm hopeful that the next episode will be better. Like we're gonna push it forward a bit more, but it's a shame about the characters, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, we might the last few episodes might really surprise us, and I'm really hoping they do, to be honest, because I do like the concept of the show. And the animation's fun, the animation's good, and yeah, I'm just hoping it picks up.
It's just like I say, it's just a shame though, like the time they could have built the characters up now.
Oh yeah, so much wasted potential already. Because now the thing is, if when that's all out, like Axel, for example, mate Axel, he doesn't watch that much stuff, but he watched Solo Leveling when it was all out. He binged it. Yeah. Grant, for example, mate Grant, he watched all of season 1 of Windbreaker in like a day. Like he watched it all on one Saturday.
Legend.
If you're going to binge watch this, you'll get 4 episodes in and you'll think it's not worth my time. Like I'll go to something else because that's what it's like. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a binge worthy show. Like that's the problem. And I look at things like Solo Leveling. I look at things like even Fire Force. I look at shows like that where you think when you're waiting week by week, when it's all together, Chainsaw Man's a good one. When it's all together, binge watching it like is amazing. That's all you want to do. Vinland Saga's fantastic for that as well. And this show's just not got that story depth or the interest really there. Like Solo Level hasn't got an in-depth story, but it's got fantastic animation and fantastic fights. And like Vinland Saga's got great fights, great animation, fantastic story. Like there's parts that keep you interested where this just doesn't have it. I think if you're getting to episode 7 of an anime and you're thinking it's a bit boring, you're like, I've just wasted literally, what's that? That's like over 2 hours, isn't it, of your time gone, pretty much.
And it's going to be annoying, like going into episode 8, like, and then they start building characters and be like, it's a bit too late for that, mate. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that should have been done at the start of the season. And then...
I feel like this would be one of them animes where it's like, watch the first episode, then skip 2, 3, 4, 5, and then watch 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, because they don't watch Skinner by episode 8, so
no.
Skip to episode 8. or maybe 10, because I still won't find Skinner. He's dead, mate. He's dead. He's dead. That's what's happened to him. Brian isn't it?
Yeah, let's move on to something a bit more positive. Windbreaker Season 2. We're going to talk about episode 6 and 7. Episode 6 is a very, very, very different Windbreaker.
Yeah.
It's a very like emotional. I've wrote down emotional lesson episode. That's what I've wrote down basically for this show. And it's all about Tsubaki, basically, isn't it? Obviously, the guy who dresses as a woman that we met on one of the previous episodes, who was a really fun character, really gets Sakura blushing and stuff. And it's a very very interesting character to add, I think, to this sort of type of anime. I don't think any brawler animes ever had sort of like episodes like this, which adds more depth to Windbreaker, I think, and it's just making it a better show overall.
Yeah, no, obviously, like this is the character building, this is the backstory of Tsubaki, because obviously, it shows you like flashbacks of when he was a young boy at school. Obviously, boys love cars and stuff like that, and all this like macho stuff. But obviously, he loves stuff like fashion, jewelry, and stuff like that. And obviously, it brings it forward, and they've gone to this old friend of his. He's just lost his wife, and they're just going really to help him out, cheer him up a bit. And then we find out that Tsubaki's has a good relationship with this gentleman. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, I didn't write his name down. I just called him old guy.
Oh, Ito's son, isn't it?
Ito, yeah, that's him. Ito, yeah.
So the Ito-san and his wife are the ones who kind of accepted Tsubaki for who he was. And obviously you see that the scenes where like they're putting like makeup on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Tsubaki loved him for this, loved them both for this. So he wants him they want him to be happy. He's got loads of stories about fashion, which Tsubaki loves. But yeah, this Tsubaki character in this whole episode, I thought, decent character to be fair, decent character.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing him fighting. That'd be good.
Yeah, especially when it comes to episode 7, we see a little bit more of Tsubaki towards the end. And he is a unit, mate. But I thought it was a very emotional episode. Obviously, we've got this old guy, Ito, who's he's dealing with like high functioning depression. So like they go and meet him. They take him. Tsubaki's like, look, I want to take you to meet someone. I go to visit him every week. I just help him cook, clean, just be there for him. Obviously, as a friend, talk to him, keep him company. And you get there and you think, oh, this guy's he's buzzing, like he's in a really good mood, like blah blah. But he's obviously deep down, he's not. He's absolutely crushed because obviously he's the love of his life. His wife passed away a couple of years before, and like Martin said, you get this Tsubaki backstory in here of him like being accepted by the old couple and learning to be himself and learning about. You even get a little bit of history lesson on high heels randomly, which I thought was quite funny. Like it was just dead random. Like why is that in there? Like I appreciate it. Like, it makes sense, but I just mean like I didn't expect a history lesson on fashion in Windbreaker. It's just in Windbreaker. Like it's just such a random show to put it in, but it worked. It really worked. But yeah, one of the things that got me on this one, and it's like a day in the life almost, isn't it? This is slice of life episode. It's all about that. But then obviously, one of the things that got me was this old guy. He was like, oh, I don't know if my wife even cared for me, and like it's like really sad moment you get. It's just a lot of emotional lessons in it, which you don't really see from Japanese media, especially obviously with a man who wants to dress as a woman. Like it's not. I say it's not that normal for Japanese media, but when you watch One Piece, it really is. Like there's loads of characters in One Piece like that, but it's not something I expected to see anyway from this show. And yeah, there was like certain parts where he's like, I really didn't know, but then like obviously like Tsubaki's been there in the past, and Tsubaki's seen the way that she's looked at obviously Ito, his wife's looked at Ito, and all that sort of stuff, and he's there reassuring obviously his friend, this old guy, that everything's going to be okay, and they've got this picture, and yeah, it's just a nice episode, like a very very different episode for Windbreaker, but I feel like what this season's done so far is a lot of people from season one, a lot of the criticism I saw from season one, which I loved, I thought it was a great season. A lot of people basically saying like, oh, there's not much depth, just fighting, blah, blah. And this season's really proved people wrong, I think, because it's been very, very much story driven. Like even when the fighting's been there with the Keel fights in the first couple of episodes, have all led to like life lessons and like obviously and more storytelling and obviously character building for Sakura and all the other characters. And yeah, it's really adding to the depth of the show, and I'm just loving it so far. Like, yeah,
it's
just a good episode.
Yeah, the bit with Ito-san is like, you don't think his wife appreciated him when she was alive, but it's Seiyu-san who literally points out that they built this tree, didn't they? She built this tree, dog art tree or something like that. And this just really shows that she did love him. All his doubts come to an end because she planted this tree to show that she did love him. And obviously that it kind of brings it, because like when they go to his house, he's meant to be depressed, but he's like really happy, isn't he? But deep down, he is depressed. And this kind of them going around visiting and stuff like that, and really showing him that she did really love him. That obviously brings him back to his self, doesn't he? So yeah, great episode. Again, character building. Now we appreciate that character going forward. Great character.
We've got something. They've introduced a new character. They've given us enough information, enough background to care about said character. And now going forward, when we see the character, we're going to be excited to see the character and excited to build on the character. And yeah, that's how it's done, mate. That's how it's done.
Yeah, and go forward as well. Like there'll be little jokes and stuff, and obviously because we know the character, the backstory and stuff.
It makes sense. Yeah, it's just good writing. I think it's very good.
Yeah.
But then leading on to episode 7, obviously that last episode, as I say, added some depth to the show. It was great. This episode felt like Windbreaker again. Like it felt very Windbreaker, but obviously then with these added bits, like it was really, there was a bit of everything in this. It was a bit of a slice of life. They accidentally end up in like the Japanese red light district or wherever they end up. But
I love that bit. I love that bit. Like Tsubaki, because obviously they helped with the old fella, like bringing him back to his, bringing him back, like cheering him up, and so they want to treat him. So they goes, "Oh, here's some directions to where I'm going to be in the red light district." And Nirei's face when he sees it is like, he looks at him like, "Red light, what?" he goes mad, doesn't it?
Oh, he's sick, mate. I love him, I do. But yeah, obviously they're trying to get some sweets, aren't they? Like the favourite like sweet snack and stuff. But obviously they roll out of Bofiorin territory, and I think that's a bit what they're worried about at first. But obviously they're in normal clothes. They're not in like the Bofiorin uniform. Yeah, there's like maid cafes. It's like really loads of nightlife. And they bump into obviously this girl who's like running from these bad guys. She basically falls out of the sky. She's all lands in tatters. Lands on Sakura. Obviously, so naturally, Sakura gets himself involved. Him and Suo protect her with Niri. And they just batter these guys, don't they? Really fun fight scene.
Great scene, that is.
Yeah, I was like, Windbreaker. The fights are back. It's been episodes since we've got a fight, and they are back in full style. So fun, really, really good. But
I just want to give a shout out before you carry on. A shout out to Steve Sands coat jacket he's wearing this episode, mate. Stylish, grey long coat looks sick, mate.
He's slick as out he is, isn't he, mate? He's so slick, cool. Bro. So
that
slick.
Coat is banging, mate.
And then, but there's a part where Neri's got like a plaster on his face, and Sakura's like, "Something beat you? What's happening? What's happening?" And it turns out that Suo and Neri have been training. So Suo's been training Neri's like, because obviously Neri wants to be able to hold his own in a fight a little bit. He's like, "I'm going to teach you the basics. Go to throw a punch at me." So Neri goes to throw a punch at Suo, and Suo just ducks down, trips him over, goes into just like a cannonball on the floor.
Yeah, because Neri says to Suo-san, is like, Sakura, I want to stand by Sakura, and Sakura's continuing to go forward. And for me to keep up with him, I need to fight or to protect myself or protect him or whatever. So obviously he's gone to Suo-san to train him. Suo-san's sick though, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, seriously.
His fight style's banging, mate.
He just looks dead chill as well. Through, yeah, he's so sick, mate. So sick. But yeah, he's so they have this like 6 scrap. And obviously, it gets to this point where Sakura's thinking about what Kaji said about just trust your boys, like trust them. And he does, and obviously it goes well. And then you meet this guy called Kanji who runs in and flying kicks Suo and Sakura because he thinks they're chasing the girl who obviously fell on them. And it's just so funny, mate. The girl's, I think her name was her name like Shizuka or something. But then she tells him off and he apologizes to him. But he made me laugh so much when he was like, "If times were different, I'd atone by slashing my gut." He was like, "But I could at least take a finger." Yeah, then he's like, "But I could at least take a finger off." It's proper funny, mate. He is, mate.
Yeah, seriously, we don't do that kind of thing.
Do that anymore. Like, well, I could at least take a finger off. Like his full Yakuza, bro.
Yeah, we find out this Shizuka is a singer at a pub where Sabaki works, isn't it? And then we have a scene at the end. Sabaki, the unit, doing some pole dancing.
Yeah.
Well, Sakura's reaction to this, right, is like, it would have been the same as me, like, what the hell is this?
You're like, what is happening?
It's so stunning.
Yeah, the group's called Roppo Ichiza or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But obviously they're like another brawler group because apparently that's all that exists in this world is brawler groups. But they're like 30, mate. They're like our age, like they're like adults. It's like, we used to fight with both you. And like, what do you mean? They're like, he's 16, you're like 32, mate. You can't be going around fighting 16-year-olds, bro.
Punch it down, mate. Wow, man.
But like, obviously, it kind of makes me think like maybe when he was younger, they used to fight with both Yorin, and obviously like he's grown up and grown out of it now. But yeah, that Tsubaki scene. Yeah. They obviously know Tsubaki, and then you get this mad Tsubaki like pole dancing scene. And to be fair, Tsubaki is a unit, mate. I was like, respect. That's proper made me laugh. But obviously, because you know the character, that's funny. Like it just matches that character so well. Yeah,
it's just Sakura's reaction to that was so funny.
Classic, wasn't it?
It's like so stunned. Is like, what is going on?
He's so spun out, mate.
But this new group that's come into it, another new group, another new gang to find out more about. I'm assuming they'll have loads of different characters, new characters that will bring into it.
But
so we
get this tattooed dude, don't we?
Yeah, the tattooed guys. He's gonna come. He's gonna come round into his. What episode was that where he was introduced? Like episode 2, was it? 3?
Yeah, episode 2-ish, I think. But I think he's like the next big bad. I think he's like the next like. And I wonder, I wonder if he has a group. Maybe he's the true Keel leader. I don't know. So I'm still interested to see what's going to happen with him. But I feel like we're now going to get closer to us seeing him. I think obviously what we got next, episode 8 next or something, haven't we?
I thought he was like undercover or kind of in Keel to see what's cracking off, wasn't he, or something like that. I don't know.
So we're going to get we're going to get some more. I think the next couple of episodes, it's probably going to be, what is it, like another 12 or 13 episodes or something. This is total. So we've probably got another, like 6 episodes or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm loving it, mate. Loving it. This and Fire Force.
12. Yeah, 5 or 6 episodes.
This and Fire Force at the moment is just...
Mate, they're killing it. They're killing this anime season, aren't they? I love it, mate. I'm proper loving it. Back, baby.
You know I'm also looking forward to? Kaiju and Break when it comes back out.
Not long, mate, not long.
Right.
Kaiju number 8's coming out. Dandadan's coming out, bro. What else is coming out, man?
There's loads of stuff, mate.
I'm missing something, but yeah, there's so many stuff coming out.
But if you're listening and viewing, we're going to discuss it all here. So, as we say every week, join the Discord, like and subscribe to our YouTube and TikTok, and you won't miss out at all.
Yeah, get in
this
it.
Goodness that we're giving to you.
Get in it.
And in the episodes we discuss as well, if you got your thoughts as well, characters you liked, points that we may have missed, put it in the comments. Let us know, and we'll have a good chat about it. Right,
yeah, man.
Live action stuff. The anime's done. So if you're here for the anime, that's over.
Oh, mate, we've got Sakamoto Days Part 2 coming out as well at the same time as Kaiju and Dandadan.
Too much, mate. It's just too much.
We've got that new one as well, Gachakuta. The manga's meant to be sick for that. Mate, it's going to be a stacked summer for us, bro. I'm telling you now. We're going to be getting loads of views, mate. I'm telling you. Subscribe so you can say you knew us before we had like 1,000 subscribers, mate.
The anime's done. Now we're on to live action. With 2 great shows, to be fair. So we're going to hit Last of Us, episode 5 and 6, and then the finale of Andor. So what do you want to do first? Should we do Last of Us?
Do Last of Us, mate, because I've got a bit to say about Andor, because that show was fucking one of the best shows I've watched in my entire life, mate. I love that show so much. But Last of Us, episode 5 was a bit rocky, still entertaining, don't get me wrong. Episode 6 was by far better. So we'll get into it. Let Martin kick this off, because he's got way more notes than me, I guarantee it.
Yeah. Let's start by talking about the Seraphites. Like, this Zealot cult serving the Prophet, mate. And this episode's called Feel Her Love. So obviously this is the Seraphites referring to the Prophet. But this cult, mate, they live in the forest, back to nature. But I think they're worse than the WLF because they string people up, mate, cut the stomachs and leave their intestines hanging out. And
it's rough to watch, isn't it?
And if you're eating your dinner and you got spag bowl, mate, spaghetti bolognese, mate, it looks dead similar, mate.
It's not the one, mate. No noodles when this is on.
I do think the worst, like how they execute people, and I mean you can't get WLF are pretty bad, but these Seraphites are nasty pieces of work. In this, you may have noticed as we were watching the season of Last of Us that there's loads of Pearl Jam references. There is in the Last of Us games as well.
What, pillagers from Minecraft?
But Pearl Jam references because Neil Druckmann, the writer, is a massive fan of the band, so he literally puts it in.
Oh, Pearl Jam.
So he puts loads of different references in because he's a massive fan. And as we continue to see the aftermath of the war between the Seraphites and the WLF, this episode, Dina and Ella are travelling through to the next location to avoid patrols, and they stumble across loads of mangled and mashed up bodies full of bullets next to a wall which says "Feel Her Love," which is the name of the episode. But some sneaky bugger from the WLF has nicely added under that "Feel this bitch." And obviously all these bodies all mashed up below. I was like, that's rude.
Classic,
that's just rude.
Mate. Classic that is, bro. What do you mean? Classic graffiti, that.
Yeah. I bet he was laughing when he did it. It was like, how did I add to that? Bit of Banksy action, mate. But yeah, we get a bit of in this episode as well, we get a bit of Diana's backstory. Raider, we find out her family who lived in this cabin in the woods or whatever in New Mexico, and I'm gonna get a phone call. And this raider killed her mother and sister, and then she came back to the cabin, found him still there over the bodies. That was her first kill. Popped him out, killed him off.
Murked, mate.
And obviously she lost her family dead young. And I think this is how probably Joel obviously took her on or whatever. And that's why she views him as a surrogate father. And this is the reason why she's on this revenge journey.
Also, mate, shout out to her actress, mate. She honestly, those scenes where she's talking about that, like her first killing stuff, like were phenomenal, mate. She was.
Oh,
She
great
made
actor.
honestly. I've been praising Bella Ramsey this entire time, good actor, but she literally made her look like an amateur, mate. Her acting in that scene was unbelievable, mate. So good she is at Dina's actress.
Yeah, and we're going to see her more of her in. She plays Hawk Girl in the new Superman. But yeah, that backstory it really showed why she's on this revenge journey, because obviously Joel must have took her on as like and helped her as a father figure.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty good. And also, I want to give a shout out to Jesse, mate. Legend, mate. Legend.
Shit at
That
running,
whole
though, isn't
scene.
he?
That whole scene with the in the factory where all the stalkers, like proper fantastic intense scene. Originally thought they were going to deal him with one of the stalkers. Turns out it's about 13 or 14 of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
And I'm going to tell you that if Jesse didn't show up, mate,
Murked. RIP.
Ali would have been ripped to shreds. That'd been the
Yeah,
end of the show,
healing or not. Where's your throat gone?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, you can get bit, mate. If you can't, you're not immune to getting
Immunity.
ripped apart.
Don't care. But yeah,
Yeah,
the warehouse scene was honestly terrifying. I thought, like, it's crazy how many they've like evolved and how good they are. But mate, that Jesse, when he was running, he looked like he was running out of the video game. He was like dead slow motion. It proper made me laugh, mate.
It wasn't even one, mate. No.
Oh, he was just chilling, wasn't he? But yeah, this episode was, there was some good, really good parts of it, like the Dina backstory, fantastic. That scene I thought in the warehouse was terrifying, and the Nora chase scene and that Nora scene was great. But it just felt, for one episode, it felt a little bit all over the pace. Like the pacing was a little bit weird for the story, and it did seem like, as I say, a bit random, really, in terms of what was in it. It sounds really stupid me saying this, but it felt like too much like a video game, because and obviously it's based on a video game, but when you get an adaptation you try and make it seem more realistic, and obviously with Jesse's daft run as well included in that, like running out of a video game, it was almost like, oh, you've done this quest, now do this quest, oh, now do this quest, now do this quest. Like, it just didn't flow as well as a TV show should, or like as a live action thing should flow.
Yeah.
It was still a good episode. It still entertained me, and it went quick. That's how I know it entertained me, because an hour's gone straight away. And I'm like, oh, right, that's shit. It's already been an hour.
But that whole scene with the basement level full of the spores, obviously we get a bit of a backstory of like that was all sealed off because the woman who was down there with her son and some other people, it all got infected, and her son got infected, so she had to barricade it off. So it's a bit different. Like it's a bit different from how Joel's story went, because obviously Ella could have saved the world with her cure, but obviously Joel chose to, because he loves her, he chose to save her. Obviously, this woman here literally left her son to die, made that sacrifice so she could save everyone else. So I was like, that's pretty cool. But this scene with all the spores,
yeah, a lot of that recently was stuff, aren't we?
But the floor where this basement level that's full of those spores, and like the visuals on that was so good.
Mate, do you know it sounds daft, but you know the part where that person's like stuck in the fungus on the wall? Mate, have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean? It reminded me of Davy Jones, bro. You know, he comes out the wall like that. It proper reminded me of that, like in a good way. Like, I love Pirates of the Caribbean, like it's sick. But it proper reminded me of that, like the same sort of thing. I was like, this is freaky. This is like really freaky.
Well, yeah, you see the guy's name, like the woman's name was Park in it, and obviously you see her son. He's got like a name tag or whatever.
Yeah.
The son, like in the wall, like more monged down,
vegetated, mate. But do you know what one of the best lines was in this? You know where Nora says to Ellie, "You killed us both," and Ellie goes, "Did I?" Like, no, I'm not dead, mate. Did I? Like, proper good line that was. I was like, oh, yeah, boy. Done her there, mate. Yeah. And she's like, what? I'm immune, bitch.
So the first of the crew that killed Joel is done, mate, because Nora...
One down.
Even Nora says, like, when Ali's got the gunpoint to her, she's like, yeah, we didn't want to do it. We kind of like, we regret it. She'll have nightmares about it. So they're all, like, get PTSD from it, whatever.
Trying to act hard, though, weren't they?
But yeah. But yeah, she
also,
gets...
have you seen You? You know, the TV show?
I've not seen the last season, but I've seen...
Mate, well, she's in You, isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really say anything, but like she looks exactly the same as she does in that. Like it's like she's just walked off one set onto another set.
But you should mention that because I've got a fun fact as well. The actress Tati Gabriel, which is that woman who plays Nora, she will also play the main character in the Naughty Dog's next big game, Intergalactic, which is the same character, same haircut, everything.
She's literally going to walk. I bet she's
exactly
already
the same.
filming it now. She's just walked off that set. She's been murked off on this. Walked off the set onto the next set next door, mate. Start filming that.
Yeah, so that's not the end of her. Nora's been obviously murked off by Ellie, but that's not the end of her because we're going to see more of her in this new game, Intergalactic, which I'm looking forward to. I've not seen much of it, so looking forward to seeing what's more of that story.
Yeah.
But yeah, thought it was a little fun fact. Throw in there, let you guys know.
And just before we talk about episode 6, my wife went round to her parents' house, and my brother-in-law, has lent us his PlayStation and a couple of games, Last of Us being one of them. My wife mentioned it to him, and she was like, I want to play the game. And he was like, oh, you can just borrow the PlayStation. I don't use it. So we've currently got a PS5 and a few games, so I'll be looking forward to playing that. And I know I can play that because that's number 1. So we've already seen season 1, so I can play that and compare in my head then and see what's what.
I think you think your wife will enjoy it more because there's a lot more of the game there is in the series. A lot more backstory, a lot of different things are changed around. So yeah, she'll enjoy that. Very good.
Episode 6. Episode 6 this was a flashback episode, and it's basically
Joel's back,
mate.
Pedro Pascal's back.
Big Joel, man. Essentially, this is them being in the community, and we're going through the years we've missed, essentially, from the time skip. And you see Joel being a great father figure up until the point shit's probably around 19. But like every year he's doing something for her, like he's getting a cake done for her birthday, and like every birthday he's doing something really thoughtful, really nice. There's one part where they go to an astronaut, like they go to like a museum. There's like one of the old spaceships and stuff, and Ellie truly does become Buzz Lightyear. Puts the helmet on, mate. But yeah, honestly, in terms of story, this was a fantastic episode. And at the start of this, I said how much I hated Ellie. Like, I thought she was horrible. Like, I thought her character weren't very good in terms of like likability. And nothing to do with the actress. The character, let me just reiterate, the character I didn't like. She was quite an abrasive personality, and I thought, she'd been a bit harsh on Joel. But this episode with the flashbacks, I can sort of understand where she's coming from with how she reacts, because the Eugene part, Joel, mate, uncalled for. You didn't need to do that, mate. Like, you really didn't. That was rough. Like, seeing Ellie's side of that story and obviously what happened there, giving us that sort of context, makes you understand why Ellie in the earlier episodes of the season is acting how she is. Like, I really can understand why she's lost a bit of, obviously, her trust in Joel. And I thought this episode was so strong. It was a very, very good episode. This was like really good episode.
We have a further flashback, don't we? Start of the episode of Joel and Tommy when they was boys.
Yeah.
Obviously, Joel defending Tommy against his dad, which we've seen before. It's Tony Dalton, who's the swordsman in Daredevil Born Again, and also Salamanca out of Better Call Saul. But yeah, in this scene as well, like Joel's dad says to him, "Oh, maybe you could do better or whatever when you're a father." And obviously, this leads to the end of this episode of what happens at the end of the episode. But I did love, like, there's loads of stuff from the game that's brought into this episode as well, like with the guitar and stuff like that, and the guitar lessons. We hear that Future Days song, which is another Pearl Jam song, as Joel is helping Ellie teaching her guitar lessons. Also, a little fun fact that Bella Ramsey actually taught Pedro Pascal how to play the guitar in this scene in real life. It's funny that, isn't it? Because in the show, obviously he's teaching her, but in real life, obviously Bella Ramsey knows how to play guitar and taught him this scene. But yeah, I love like the daughter dad vibes in this whole episode go through the years. So it's the scenes from when they get to Jacksonville to the first episode, and all the stuff that happens, and we find out why Ellie's mad at Joel. But that Eugene scene, mate, that was rough, mate. That was.
They had time to take him back, mate. Like it really made me sympathise with Ellie, and obviously Eugene especially, and Eugene's wife, because that entire part where Eugene's obviously been bit, and Ellie's like, "Oh, he's got time," and Joel's like, "Oh yeah, I swear, like we'll take him back. I swear." And he just walks him down to this like really big lake, this like absolutely stunning like scenery, and just blitzes him in the head. And then when Ellie gets back, sees obviously he's dead. They go back and obviously they tell Eugene's wife. Joel makes up a story, then Ellie just like flips out, like, no, that's not what happened. We had time to bring him back. Joel didn't want to, but there's part of you when I watched that, I just felt like Joel lost a part of his, like, you can tell he's lost a bit of his humanity. Like, there was no second guessing that. He didn't care at all about Eugene. Like, he was more than willing to just murk him off, rather than having that bit of humanity and just thinking, oh no, we will take him back first because there is time, they can do it, and he knows Ellie is immune at that point. Just let him ride with him. Ellie, if he turns, well, he's not going to infect her, is he? Like, there's so many ways around that, and I honestly really did make me understand why she lost the trust in him. And it weren't just obviously about what happened before, obviously, when in season 1, but it does lead up to this. Then leads up to the party scene from the first or second episode or whenever it was. But obviously, we get to see a bit more with Joel on the porch and Ellie coming home, and that scene there, mate, with that part, I thought was honestly incredible. That scene where they're on the porch and Joel's crying, mate, where he tells her obviously what happened with the fireflies. He's saying about how obviously they could have had a cure, but mate, I don't think it's all right. People saying online, I've seen people like, "Oh no, but they definitely could have made a cure." How do you know? They never had anybody that was immune before. It's just experimental. For all they know, it's just theory. It could have gone wrong. She could have lost her life, and there's still be no cure. I'm on Joel's side in saving her. Like, if that was my kid, like, mate, you're not having it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care if I'm going to save the world. I'm not bothered, mate. I'll happily. I'm gone.
Go back to that Eugene scene though. Like in the game, Eugene's not a character. He's just been brought into this show. But you do see a picture of Eugene in the game, and mate, he looks more like Ron Jeremy than he does in this in this show. But the character who plays Eugene, we've seen him all before. Joe Pantoliano, I think his name is. He's
just FYI, if you're googling Ron Jeremy, put your safe search on.
Yeah. So yeah, this Joe Pantoliano, I think his name is. I might have spelled his name wrong. Big actor. He's from The Matrix. He's from Bad Boys. But yeah, he's a big actor. He's been in loads of films. But yeah, that bit where he just pops him in the back of the head, like I kind of see where Joel's coming from, because obviously Tommy and that lot are all in Jacksonville and stuff. But yeah, he's just overprotective.
Yeah, but the plan was for them to stay outside of the gate and his wife to come out of the gate. That was the entire plan. They weren't even going to go into the community. They was going to be outside of the community. So like there was no risk of anything. Like they could have easily just tied him up. If he turned, nothing would have happened. Like there's no reason Joel should have done that. Like it was too far, mate.
He's just like, overprotective and just obviously But yeah, it was. But that scene at the end with Joel and Ellie on the porch, mate, it was emotional, mate. And the acting of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey in that scene, mate.
Yeah, one of my notes was literally simply just the porch scene acting skills. Wow, like honestly, they're just from both of them, and obviously the actors that they've got in general in this show, they're just really good actors. Like they're really good actors.
And the episode's called "Pay the Price" because this is referring to. Obviously, Joel says, if I could do it all again, I'd literally do the same thing. And paying the price is Ellie turning from Joel after finding out the truth, and obviously hating him. That's the price. But obviously, eventually, the price is obviously he gets killed by Abby. That's the ultimate price. Yeah. But yeah, that scene, mate. I was
So
holding back
good,
tears.
mate.
Honestly, I was holding back
So
tears.
honestly, so good.
I mean, Ian's crying now, so it was that emotional. But anyway,
Wait,
finally,
let me
got
get some
one more
water.
episode. True acting now. So we got one more episode next week. It's really random that there's only 7 episodes in this one.
Yeah, is that
Make
right?
it 8, make it 10.
Have people online got that wrong or what? Because I don't know what happens
No,
in the game, so I don't know how they're
it.
going to wrap it all up in one episode.
No. There's another season, isn't there?
Oh, is it another part? Is it going to be one of them classics like season 2, part 1, like Sacramento Day style or what?
No, it'd be like 2 years, mate, and then the next season will come out.
Fucking
We'll have to
2
wait for
years? You've made us wait
Maybe
2 years
3.
for 7 episodes, bro. What do you mean?
They've been good episodes, haven't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, but come on. At least give us 10. It's ridiculous,
That's what I mean, like,
mate.
it's random how they put 7 episodes. Make it 8. It's just random, but... How many episodes was Daredevil? That was like 7 episodes, wasn't it? It was like something random, wasn't it?
It was like 9 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like really random. But I know they had like problems with the writers, didn't they, on that one?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, one of the guys was in it. He died like 2 years ago. That's how long it took them to fucking do it this season. I'd love to tell you, but Google won't. 9 episodes.
Yeah, that was random. But obviously, they're the writers' issues,
Yeah,
isn't
but it's more than 7, though, wasn't it?
I know, but... Let's get on to the other live action we'll be discussing. The
Big Star Wars,
finale
mate.
to one of the greatest, maybe the greatest Star Wars show to ever exist. Andor.
The Andor Season 2 finale. Episodes 10 through 12. If you haven't watched them, this is your spoiler warning. Because there's a lot I want to unpack with this absolutely emotional gut punch and political brilliance, mate, that's gone down in this season, bro. These episodes, mate, felt like, honestly, the perfect payoff, not just for obviously season 2, but for everything Andor set up across both seasons. There's a sense that everything from obviously Cassian's arc, especially with the prison arc and stuff like that, to the slow burn between obviously the rebels and the Empire, everything, mate. Everything's it's added up. Everything's connected. Finally, everything's come together to lead on to Rogue One, and it's heavy, it's heartbreaking, and it's fucking beautiful, mate. Love it, absolutely love
and
it.
All the characters in this show that are not in Rogue One, they all have an ending in this show, don't they? They all have something happens to all of them, whether it be good, whether it be bad, to all tie it into things. So it all
Good, the
ties
bad,
up
ugly,
well.
mate.
Yeah. But yeah, any Star Wars show going forward, any project, are going to proper struggle to compete with the series. Because it is truly a gem.
It's beautiful. I mean, I've not wrote notes. I've wrote a full review for this. Like, I've tried my hand out to write a review for it, mate, because I honestly, it's just phenomenal, mate. And I've loved Star Wars pretty much all my life, and it's just, I've mentioned it before, but I just can't get over the amount that this has added to a series that's like, I mean, my dad was fucking like a kid, mate, when this came out. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was like 12 or something when the original Star. Well, no, Andor season 2. Season 2, mate. But like when Star Wars originally came out in like the 70s, mate, like it's just there's been so many dogs dinners, mate, with this like franchise that it's just so refreshing to get something almost perfect to add to it, to add to Big George, mate, Big Lucas legacy, legend.
Him selling that to Disney, there, mate. It was worth so much, isn't it? Like George Lucas selling to Disney. Disney have I've got a good deal, man. I tell you that much. A good sale there, man.
Oh yeah, and he's got a good bank account. I'll tell you that for free, pal. But yeah, episode 10 in typical Andor fashion. This episode 10 sort of like ramps up obviously the tension a little bit more. You get to it's always a lead up in it. Your first episode of the 3 that come out is your lead up.
Great
Second
episode. Though, like,
oh yeah, fantastic episode, mate.
It's a bit like Last of Us, wasn't it? Like with the dad daughter kind of energy with Luthen and Claire. We find out how they met, how Luthen got into starting onto the rebellion route. He was part of he was in the army, Imperial Army. He went AWOL and deserted his position as sergeant. Sick of the war, mate. He's like, nah, man, I'm done with this, mate. Floated off with his new friend, and this is where they start to fight back against the Empire. And obviously, all these events, like this is Luthen training Claire to like how to fight the Empire, not to go full force, but to like subtly do this, do that, and and obviously, the end of the episode, mate. It hurt me again. The end of the episode, obviously, because it's Claire that actually kills off Luthen, so he doesn't. Because he's in like a hospital, isn't he?
He's in like an incubator.
Yeah, and obviously, if he gets brought back or whatever, or they get information from him, that's it. The rebellion's over. So she has to put an end to him, which is a really sad scene. But
she's sick. That one-man army, mate. She's got in there just dossing. Yeah.
But that whole bit with like we find out a year later that Dedra's the one who hunts down Luthen, but the way she's done it, she's gone rogue, and she's not doing things by the book, and eventually she gets arrested. Dedra gets arrested.
Yeah, Dedra gets arrested. She hasn't even done no wrong, bro. She gets done in, doesn't she? She's just in a prison.
But we find out that like cause she didn't do things by the book, like she went out of her way. Just desperate to get that Luthen to get the leader of this rebellion, and ends up getting through in the prison, mate. That's the end of her story, to be honest.
Yeah, it's mad, mate. But like, it's not just like Cassian. Like this, that's the thing I loved about this show. It's not just Cassian. Like you say with Claire, it really took time with Claire. Like, who, by the way, there was some fan theories about Claire, and it clarifies that she is not related to Cassian. People were like saying online that they think Cassian and Claire are related, like it's brother and sister or whatever. But obviously they're not. She's just a committed rebel, mate. She's just a committed rebel. But yeah, obviously you got Luthen, Mon Mothma, like Dedra, you just said. They all get these like layered, very morally like questionable moments that obviously just heighten and obviously elevate the whole thing beyond what we're used to with modern day Star Wars media, in my opinion. Like the modern day Star Wars show, like this has probably been my favourite Star Wars show, including like Mandalorian and stuff. I think this has probably been the best written, the most well written show out of all of them by far. Like it's so good, mate. Also that Patagas or whatever his name is, you know, like the it's probably one of the most like competent Imperial leaders, mate, or whatever. And he's just a G, mate.
You mean the guy who mixed himself up?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's like one of the best Imperial leaders probably there is, most competent dude they've got. Even he knows that they are inevitably just doomed because the rebels, mate, have just gone too far, and he just ends himself. Like, it's crazy that they don't even have the heart, mate, that the rebels have. Even he knows, do you know what, these rebels, pretty sick actually now, I'm done. Peacing out me, bro.
Yeah, because he realises, like, obviously, because basically what happens is Lonnie is the inside man for Luthen. He finds out the plans about the Death Star and all the other information from Dedra's emails, sensitive, important emails. And then Lonnie tells Luthen. Obviously, Luthen tells Claire. But before that, Lonnie gets murked off by Luthen. And it just seems like, you know, it's discussed by the Imperials, like, not even bothered, mate. Lonnie's gone. just some guys who've been murked off. But so this obviously leads to, obviously, Portagaz obviously is about to get arrested. He kills himself off because that's it, mate. This important information, this secret weapon, this secret information about the Death Star and all that stuff is out there, mate. It's out there for the rebels. And what's it? Is it Krennic? Into he's not very happy about this. So obviously
legend. Hate him, but he's a legend, isn't he?
He wants someone to pay, and obviously Portagaz is one of the people who has to pay. Dedra's in prison. But I just want to point out, the episode where Claire puts out the help signal,
Yeah.
and Andor comes. K2SO, mate, murking all them Imperial soldiers off.
K2 so sick, bro. So sick, mate. That entire scene there was honestly insanely good, wasn't it? Again, mate, the CGI and stuff in this is just on. It's just on a different level, it's on a complete different level.
And when he lifts that Imperial leader and just like uses him as like a human shield, that was so good. But thinking about this though, like at this point, Andor and Claire are the only ones who know about the Death Star.
Oh yeah, they're the only
so
two.
If K2SO didn't save him, then that's it. It's over. Like literally over. The Star Wars is over, mate. So K2SO,
the rebellion's done. That's it.
See you, mate.
If it weren't for, like you say, that one droid who's wearing an Imperial badge, bearing in mind, I know he's not a baddie, but he looks like one. He's saved the galaxy, mate.
Because obviously, if that didn't happen, because that happened though, Andor, Claire get back to Yavin and tell the leaders, isn't it, Mothma and that. But
when we did
that droid,
our tier list, mate, and K2, and he was on that tier list, mate, he'd be S tier, 100%. It's him. He's done it all. But yeah, like I was saying, episode 10 sort of like ramps the tension up a little bit. Episode 11, you get this like cracks open obviously the characters a bit more. You get a bit more of the character arcs. But episode 12, mate, episode 12 really did cement Andor as like my favorite Star Wars show yet. Because that final shot with like panning around, mate, we got Bix with, I assume, Cassian's obviously, her and Cassian's child, just like so quiet, like emotion loaded, mate. It just hit me hard, like, especially knowing that obviously Andor has a child and never gets to meet them. Makes it obviously like feel like his rebellion isn't just about obviously fighting the Empire, but about protecting a future that he's like never gonna see. Because like, I would like to know what happens to his kid. Is there any stories out there already online that sees his kid grow up to be a rebel or to be something else? I don't know, but it's worth having a look at. The Death Star reveal, mate. The goosebumps I got from seeing that. The fact as well that the prison components were literally part of the Death Star as well. So subtle, but like, oh hey, look, there's the Death Star, mate. Like, what? There's the Death Star, bro. What the hell? But like, essentially, like Cassian helped build, in a way, the Death Star, which is absolutely crazy, isn't it? Like, absolutely crazy that eventually kills him. That he's helped build the weapon that eventually kills him, mate, in the Rogue One. That's honestly like blow my mind. So good, like so good. Like, it's the guy, unbelievable.
The guy also from the prison scene who helped him in the prison scene. He goes there to help to rescue Claire as well. He's there, the bold dude, isn't it?
Yeah, the bold guy. He's a legend, mate.
He's another rebel.
Legends, mate. But yeah, like, because this show's not about like there's no Jedi. It's not about chosen ones or destiny. Not all the other stuff is about. It's just about real people, mate. Like making real life, like hard choices. Like the writing's just fantastic. It really respects the characters. It really respects obviously the world and the fans, and like the dialogue in that episode, especially between Cassian and Luthen. Like, it's so minimalist, but like it really is important to the story. Like every word is like just so important that they're talking about. And Nicholas Britell as well, mate. Like the person who did the music. Like the final theme over the last few shots, mate. It's just honestly like peak Star Wars. Like it's so good. Like it's so good, mate. I'm getting an erection. It's done.
And like I was saying earlier, like how the series ends, like we see these characters who are not in Rogue One, like how their story ends. Like obviously some bad, but obviously on the other hand we get Bix, who's obviously got the kid, Andor's kid, and living the dream. We also get B2 Emo, the legend droid. He's living his best life, mate. Living his best life, going strong with a new droid. But it's happy to see these happy endings as well. Obviously, we know what happens to Cassian Andor, how he meets his end. He meets a tragic end in Rogue One. But I just thought it was really good to see, obviously, people like Bix and B2 Emo getting like a kind of happy ending, knowing what's going to come.
Well, yeah, what's happened? It's like it's like you say, it's finished these arcs off. So like every character seems to have had an ending, whether it be a good ending or a bad ending or whatever. Like it's concluded the stories of these characters that we've obviously we've really
kind of
enjoyed.
boring, mate.
Yeah, it's just tied up nice and pretty, isn't it? Like nice and pretty. And let's be honest, bank holiday weekend in the UK. We asked for you what your plans are. If you've not seen this, this is your plan. Do yourself a favour, mate. Clear your weekend and just get on it. Because if you're a Star Wars fan and you liked Rogue One, if you're like me and you gave Rogue One like a 7.2 rating, watch this. Because I'm going to rewatch Rogue One probably this weekend. And I guarantee it's probably in the mid-8s now. After knowing all of this stuff and having more information. Like, I'm so interested in how I feel on my second watch now through Rogue One. Because I haven't seen it in a long time anyway.
It's funny, like, and you watched Andor, and now you're going to watch Rogue One and probably rate it higher. But obviously, when you're watching it as well, you'll be looking out for stuff like, oh yeah, that was mentioned in it.
But that's why I'll rate it higher, because now there'll be parts of it at first where it didn't really make sense, but now the gaps have all been filled from these other characters, and obviously we've got all this more. We've got more like emotion, because realistically, before the show Andor, not that you didn't care about Cassian Andor, but you just knew him from the movie, so you didn't have much information. And again, it goes back to what we talk about of anime. It's that character building. They've took the time to build these characters now and make people care about them. So, like, just we've spoiled it for everyone who hasn't seen Rogue One, but obviously with him dying. But if you watched these shows and then watched Rogue One and you've never seen it before, imagine how you'd feel not knowing he dies and then seeing him die. Like, honestly, it'd be so emotional, that one, wouldn't it?
I think when you watch it a second time, I'm going to watch it as well. A second time.
We'll talk about it. We're going to watch it and we're going to talk about it on here, guys. So
I think when you see Andor die again, I think you'll cry. I think I'll cry, mate. I'll be like,
I'll cry, my Willie, mate.
Oh, legend. Tears on the Willie.
Too far, that one. Too far, mate.
This is what makes this podcast 18 plus, mate. Stuff like that. Stuff like
me
that.
and him being a twat.
I don't mind.
Well, yes. Andor, such a good show. So good. In terms of shows, that is it for the shows this week. But I've got a little cheeky bit of a game for old Martin. Martin doesn't know about this.
I forgot about this. No.
I've told him I've got a game, but he doesn't know what it is. So basically, the game is about games. Martin is our game. Martin, fucking hell if I can speak, is our game expert on the podcast.
You say that, but we're going to find out right now, aren't we?
Well,
I don't think that's going to go well.
So basically, I've got a top 10 list from Screen Rant. And I'm going to read from 10 to 1, and you've got to try and guess, based on the games on the list, what you think the top 10 list is about. So, like, what are they ranked at?
This is going to get terribly wrong, but go on then.
So, for example, like, is it a list about, I'm going to say something it's not, just like the best video game of all time, for example.
Okay. However,
every time I read a number, so I'll start with number 10, and then you can have a guess. If you don't know, I'll go number 9, have a guess. If you don't know, blah, blah. So number 10 on the list of this top 10 from Screen Rant is Mass Effect. Do you want me to keep going?
Is it best sci-fi / RPG?
No. Number 9, it's probably not going to help because number 9's an RPG, is Dragon Age.
Best BioWare games, is it?
No. Number 8
Look at that.
is Witcher. You'll start to see a theme soon. You don't have to guess every time. I can go to the next one if you want me to.
Is it fantasy games?
No. Number 7 is Uncharted.
Is it games with the best protagonist?
No.
Strong flipping it, mate. Go on.
Number 6 is God of War. Number 5, Fallout.
What?
It's a random list.
Um,
Don't matter if you don't get it. It's just fun, innit?
Go on at 4. Go on at 4.
Borderlands is number 4.
It's RPG related, mate, I'm telling you. Is it like... it's like...
You're saying that, but wait till like you get to the next couple.
Go on then.
Number 3 is Bioshock.
Is it Best Worlds?
No. That was a good shout, though. Number 2, Prince of Persia.
It's not Best Worlds, but Best...
I'll give you a hint. You notice I've not
Best visual.
specified. I've not specified like any. Like I've not specified Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3, or Dragon Age 1, 2, or 3, or The Witcher 1, 2, or 3, or.
Wait a minute. I've got it. I've literally got it.
Go on then.
Is it the best third games in the series?
No. But you're on the right lines. You're on the right lines. Do you want to have another guess?
Second best game in the series.
It's not. It has nothing to do with the It's nothing to do with a game like, as in like. It's
Is
not
it
the
trilogies? Best trilogies.
Best trilogies. So what? Prince of Persia number 2. What do you think number 1 is? Have a guess at what number 1 best trilogies is.
Lord of the Rings, mate.
Well, yeah, that's
Trilogy.
the best movie trilogy. Although the Lord of the Rings games were sick back in the day.
Put me out of my misery.
Halo, mate.
I think for me, like Uncharted's above Halo, personally, but
yeah, obviously that's a list by Screen Rant, isn't it? But yeah, like I mean, it's a bit difficult. Some of the games have technically got more than 3 games, but initially they are trilogies, aren't they? Like Halo 1, 2, and 3, and then it's like Halo Reach, Halo. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit different, but yeah, best top 10 game trilogies.
So speaking of God of War, like for me personally, I think the Greek mythology, Kratos, and that storyline was better than
the newer ones.
Yeah, the Norse mythology one, but yeah, great set of games. I agree with majority of them. The Dragon Age, not the new one, but yeah, like I say, the first 3.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Trilogies.
The ones that matter.
I think it's like they just disregarded that some others exist, really.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a good game. But yeah, I enjoyed that.
But yeah, we're going to try and bring something like that every week, just to spice it up, just a little bit something extra in it, just a little bit something fun, a little bit something game related. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Obviously, that little game, and you guys on Shorts as well. If you're listening to this or watching this now, do you agree with that top 10 list? Yes or no? What would your top 10 be? And make sure you get over to YouTube and subscribe to us on there, so you can get the podcast when it comes out.
And just to let everyone know, I've got my first 2 manga books. That being Vinland Saga Book 1. I've watched first season 1, watching for season 2 at the moment. So I've got the manga, reading through that at the moment. Also Berserk Deluxe Edition, Book 1. First page is dodgy. But yeah, it's a good book, it's a good read. I'm going to do some shorts on it. So stick around. And Ian's always reading manga.
I'm on it. I'm on it at the moment. I finished Under Ninja. Under Ninja's proper random, mate. But do you know what? It's the first one that I started reading, and I just read it all. Like, it's really it's proper random, but it really gripped me. Like, I think the humor and stuff on it is like suited to me. I think like my type of humor and stuff. I sent you a couple of pictures, didn't I? Like, if you piss here, well, I'll chop your knob off and stuff like that. Like, chop off your schlong or whatever. Like,
I think if an anime came out and we discussed that, mate, it'd be joke.
I don't know if they'll ever be able to do an anime of it. Like, I was reading it thinking they'll never animate this, mate. Like, they can't do it. Like, it's so random. Like, it's really funny. What else have I read? Kagurabachi 1 and 2. I've read those now. I'm up to date with that. Wait for the next volume in the English volume to come out of that, which is on pre-order. It's coming out June, I think. It's coming out next month. Hell's Paradise. I've just started reading that. I've got that in hard copy. And what's the other one I've got? I started reading something else as well. I can't remember what I've started reading.
You've been keeping up with Boruto, haven't you, and stuff like that? On
Boruto. I've been reading Boruto. I've been watching One Piece, but what I like to do is when I can't watch it, I'll read a couple of chapters and then I'll pick up from the episodes based on the chapters. Yeah. So I've been doing that to try and speed through it. I'm on Thriller Bark now, which is mental, absolutely random. But yeah, I'm getting through that. I'm on like chapter 4. In terms of the manga, I'm on like chapter 447, I want to say. 448, so blitzing that. And I'm reading, there's another manga I've been reading, I just can't remember what it is for some reason. It's obviously not that important, is it?
I'd love to get so many mangas, but the size of the books, mate. You need a new house, mate.
Mate, I'll get paid tomorrow. I'm picking up Kaiju number 8, volume 1 and 2. Seen them on Vinted, getting more second hand, by the way. I'm picking up Deadpool Samurai manga, which I saw volume 1 of that on there for like £2, so I've added that to my favourites. That's random. And I'm gonna pick up volume 2 of Under Ninja if I can find it. And I'm going to pick up
enough of it,
Hell's Paradise as well, number 2. Hell's Paradise, I was reading that. I forgot how good the Hell's Paradise is, mate. I'm going to have to do a rewatch of it soon.
Gabby Mara is such a sick character.
It's so good. Like, so good. It's like the first scenes, like the first parts when you're reading it. You know, where they're like trying to kill him. Trying to like pull his legs apart and stuff. They just can't do it. And I just forgot about that. Like how good it is. But yeah, it's so sick. Yeah, they can't do it. Like, stop using ninjutsu. It's like, I'm not doing anything. I want to die. Just kill me, for fuck's sake, man.
But yeah, the Hell's Paradise
so good.
Such a sick anime as well. Yeah, I do want to get more. Kaiju number 8's one I want to get because that's.
Yeah, I want to get Solo Level as well. Some of the manhwas, because they're mostly digital, they're all in colour as well, so they're a little bit easier to follow in a sense. But yeah, there's some good ones out there. Like Gachakuta, that's coming out in the summer season. The manga for that's meant to be like really, really good. So yeah, plenty of good stuff to come.
But yes, stick around with us. We've got, like we were talking about earlier, we've got loads of anime coming out. Next week, we're going to be discussing anime and the finale to Last of Us. We're going to look at picking up another show because Andor's done, innit? So
we're not really sure. We've got a couple of shows that are coming out. We've got the Marvel Iron Heart show. There was another show I sent you, wasn't there? I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, there's a few potentials, wasn't there? Like, but we'll look into it and we'll let you know what we'll discuss.
We're probably going to discuss something different, aren't we? Just to fill the gap. Because it's going to be a bit of a gap for maybe like a couple of weeks before we can discuss anything new, because there's just nothing new really out.
We are when Mobland finishes, which is 10 episodes. I think it's on episode 8 at the moment. We're going to discuss that in a whole. So wait for it. It'll be a couple of weeks before that comes. Before we do that, because there's like just 10 episodes. So
Squid Games that comes out June.
Yeah,
and Alien. The Alien show, Alien Earth, that comes out in August. So we've got a couple of shows lined up to talk about. But obviously there's going to be like a month gap before we get to anything, because Marvel Ironheart and Squid Games come out in the same week. So we'll be discussing them at the same time. But that's not going to be till like first week of July, I assume, really.
Well, if you're listening or watching, you've got any suggestions for us, put it in the comments. Let us know. Obviously, if you've been listening to us for a while, you know what kind of stuff we like. So yeah, give us your ideas, give us your opinions of shows we might not know about. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to all this anime coming out, a waterfall of anime coming out, and some really good shows, TV shows coming out this year. We've been looking at a few Korean shows, haven't we? Or might possibly do, because let's face it, Bloodhounds was so good to watch.
It was so fun, mate. That was, wasn't it?
And the South Koreans do such a good job with their series. I've watched loads in the past, but it was good to discuss on podcasts on it as well. So,
yeah, really fun. So yes, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being here at the end. We appreciate you. Thanks for viewing us, looking at our faces, listening to our voices. And yeah, give us a like, get on the subscription, follow us if you're on Spotify or Amazon Music, and drop us a little comment. It just helps boost engagement, even if it's like a little thumbs up or anything. Just helps our engagement a little bit. Hit the share button. You don't have to share it. Just click copy link and it thinks you shared it. That helps as well. Just little things like that. We really appreciate if you can help boost us, because we love doing this and it's really fun, and we'd like more people to get involved. We'd like to build a bit of a community where we can talk to people, we can meet people. So yeah, get on it.
Yeah, because like we've got loads of plans, and we want you to be a part of it. So join us. Like I say, we want to build this community where we can chat to each other, we can enjoy anime, TV shows together, gaming. So yeah, we've got really a few ideas for gaming that we're not going to discuss now because
finalising.
Let's look forward to it. Coming soon it is. So on that note, may the force be with you in relation to Andor. Godspeed.
Peace and prosperity.
And we'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye.